everybody. So if you want to roll with me today, grab a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball or some kind of ball and your roller. So we'll start standing. So if you haven't gathered your equipment, take a moment, go get it, and then come back. So when you are ready, we're going to start standing. Right or left foot does not matter. And oops, there's the wall. And you're going to just roll your foot. Roll all around. And now you're in charge of how much pressure you want, what feels good to you. You can back off a lot or add a lot of pressure by putting more weight on whatever side you're rolling. So right now, just rolling the whole foot. Hope everyone is doing well and finding things to entertain yourselves and to learn and to get much needed rest and to reevaluate. That's what I'm doing. I hope everyone is well. So switch to your other foot. Same thing, just roll. And be aware of your posture as you roll too. You might want to just kind of hang out onto that standing leg. Engage. Be tall. I always forget, so I find myself just kind of relaxing into it. So it's a good reminder for me as well. And again, just the whole foot to start with, rolling everywhere. And you might find some points that you become very aware of. We'll come back to those points. So just taking a few more moments on whatever foot you're working on. Good. So let's switch and go back to your original foot here. Again, find that good posture. Starting at the toes, you're just going to press into the big toe side, right where the toe and the foot connect. And then switch over to the next two toes and just put your weight into that point. Whew, yeah, that's a zinger. And if you can, just hold it there. You might have to back off the pressure, but either way, if you're backing off the pressure or if you're holding, just breathe through it and it'll go away. And switch to the next two toes. Good. And then just roll across the foot pad right there where the toes connect to the foot. If there's, as you do this, if there's a spot that's a zinger again, go ahead and stop on that spot. Work it out. And now moving down toward the arch, just find that point. So on the foot, it's kind of center right at the bottom of your foot pad. You're just going to press into that with as much weight as you're ready for. And breathe. And being mindful of your position. So my right leg, that's the leg I'm working right now, or the foot, I always turn my toes out when I'm standing, and I'm doing that now. So I'm going to readjust to find that neutral, toes pointing straight ahead position. So be mindful of your body as well. And in fact, I think I've talked about this on other videos, this mindfulness of my feet position, and especially the right foot, has really helped my low back. So it's funny, we're all connected. All of us out in the world, and from top to bottom here in this room, I am connected. So what I do with my feet affects my back. And now more onto the direct arch, center, same thing. Oh, there's a zinger. Realign as much weight as you'd like. Press, breathe, relax. And you can practice Ujjayi breath here or any kind of breath. Maybe you want to do a cycle where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, or inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 10. Whatever feels good. Now coming onto the heel, just find a point. Maybe it's right center, press down, hold for a couple more breaths and find a new point. Switch, doing the side now, the side of my heel, so I'm kind of opening up. And whoo, switch. Ooh, that one hurt. That one made me sick to my stomach. I haven't done this in a while. I used to do it every day, and it really does help. Now just roll the whole foot again, maybe with a little bit more pressure than you did the first time, and stopping at any of those points you want to revisit and work out. Or maybe there's something we didn't hit. Let's take another breath or two here, and we'll switch sides. So moving to the opposite foot, starting at the base of the big toe, press, so make sure you're aligned, and then just press into it. Now that I'm looking at the screen here, I really hope my head isn't cut off. And if it is, I'm still going to post it, and I apologize. Breathing into this spot. And now move over to the next two toes. Find your alignment. Relax the upper body, but still finding length so that your body is soft. You're not tense in any way, but you're also not slouchy and chill and relaxed. You're gracefully relaxed, up tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. And switch to the next toes. Make sure you're breathing. Always check down, see if your feet are lined up and your ankles are underneath your hips. And switch those last two toes. Now across all the bottom knuckles there, where the toes connect with the ball of the foot. And then moving to that point right there in the center, right at the base of the ball of the foot. And then reline up your posture. My heel is a little bit forward, so I can get a little bit more pressure, and that's okay. And just breathe. I think I'm moving forward and my head is going to get cut off. I'll move back here a little bit. Center of the arch, so just roll down just a little bit, find that point. Again, this is a sensitive part of the foot, and you're in charge of how much pressure you'd like to use. Good. We'll take just a few more breaths here. And moving down to the heel, find a spot, press down. I'll move back again. Breathe, maybe close the eyes. You can always, if you find that you're closing your eyes and getting dizzy, you can move so that you can touch a wall and then close your eyes that way. So you can focus a little bit more if that helps. Find a new spot. Oh, there's that spot again. And switch, find a new spot. And we'll roll the whole foot, maybe revisiting any sore area or looking for some new, or just moving around on the foot. Don't forget to breathe. And go ahead and release. So go back to that opposite foot, the one that was resting, and you'll place your foot kind of on the ball, maybe toward the base of the ball of the foot. You decide. Take a step forward with your opposite foot and press into the heel. to stretch the calf muscle. Little lunge forward, maybe holding on to the wall. And switch sides. So find that point, press down into the heel, step forward, lunge forward, lock out the leg that you're stretching, really get high up behind the knee as you stretch. And again, don't forget to breathe. And release. So you can use your lacrosse ball to massage any point on the back or the legs. I especially like to use it for the hips, the glutes, and I just come up next to a wall, put the ball in between my body and the wall, and just roll around. And here you are in charge of how much you want to press back into the ball. So let's take a few moments to do that. Find a wall and find a spot on your back or the glutes and just massage that area. On the back as well, if you feel any zingers, any point that you become very aware of, pause, press into it as much as you can, breathe. When you're ready, move around on that area a little bit. And then as you're ready, as you feel a little bit of relief, then go on to other points of the body. So we won't take long here because we are going to do some rolling with the foam roller. And wherever you're at, if you would like to switch, find another spot. So try to make the body equal. So if you were working the right side of the hip, now go to the left side of the hip. Or if you were on the back. And you can always come back to this later in the day or before bed. Those same foot exercises, I'm going to call them, foot rolling. You can also do similar things with a bottle of water, a frozen bottle of water. And it feels really good. It's a little cold, but it does feel good when you're done. I'll specify. It feels good when you're done. Good. And let's go ahead and release. Come down onto the floor. And just set your ball to the side so you don't slip on it. Grab your foam roller. Be mindful of your hair. If your hair is down like mine, it will get caught and it doesn't feel good. So be mindful of the hair. You're going to come back onto the back. Keep the hips down on the floor and just roll up and down the back. And you do this by hovering the hips just slightly as you roll. And then using your hamstrings to help roll your body. And you're not going to get a huge range of motion here. You can, if you really want to work those hamstrings, you can go all the way up and come all the way back in. One more time. As you finish up here, find that spot that's just above the bottom of the shoulder blades, right about there. Settle in so that the hips are back on the ground. Hands are going to intertwine back behind the head. I like to press my thumbs into the base of the skull. It just feels good, so you can do that as well. Open up the elbows wide. Your feet are pointing straight ahead like you're going into bridge pose. So you're opening up the elbows. Inhale. Keeping that breath, holding the breath, come over the roller. Exhale, rise. Inhale. Over the roller, holding the breath. Exhale, rise. One more time. Inhale. over the roller. Exhale, rise. Elbows draw in as you're going to squeeze those elbows and keep them in tight. You're still intertwining the fingers back behind the head. Same thing. Inhale. Holding the breath, open up, keep the elbows in. Exhale, rise. Inhale, over. Exhale. Inhale, over. Exhale and rise. Good. Finding a compassionate edge for you. It might be with the arms out wide. Maybe you'd like to keep the hands intertwined back behind the head to support the head. But open up the elbows or open up the arms wherever you're at. See if you can get a little bit of stretch through the pec muscles. You might have to readjust where you are on your roller. If you have a block nearby or a pillow and you'd like to release the arms but need some head support, grab a pillow, grab a block, grab something to put underneath the head, or maybe the head goes all the way down to the floor. Full deep breath, pause at the top of the breath. Exhale, engage the core and come on up. Beautiful. So roll over onto the right side and lie on your right hip, and then you're going to roll up and down the rib cage all the way to the armpit. You may or may not find any points here that you become very aware of, and if you find one of those points, hang out there. You can rock from side to side. As you do this, be mindful of your hips. So if it is uncomfortable to have the knees together, a block, a bolster, a blanket, something, a towel folded up, whatever is going to help you be more comfortable. But see if you can keep your hips stacked. They'll come unstacked a little bit as you roll. This is the spot for me. If you'd like more, you can bring the hands behind the head and lift that bottom elbow. I don't know if you can see, it's just hovering. Most support is both hands on the ground. And as you work out those points, find another point. I like to twist all the way open, come all the way toward the roller. Well, let's take a couple more breaths here. Last full deep breath. Good. Coming up to seated, you'll cross your legs, or your right leg will be out if that's more comfortable. So crossing legs, right leg in front or right leg out. Arms float up, inhale. Soften the left hand down, stay long through the right side. That's the side you just rolled, and breathe. As you do this, focus on pressing your ribs over to the right side. Press out and up as well, as if someone's pushing the left side of your rib cage. Be mindful of the head. Did it just do this? If it did, bring it back in line. So the ear and the bicep line up. Inhale, rise. Hold on with the left hand. Hold on to your right wrist. Gently pull up and over. Same idea. Activate your abs, not your quads. Activate your abs to help push your ribs over. And breathe. Relax your legs. Inhale, rise. And exhale, clear the sky. Take a moment, work out that shoulder, work out that arm, and switch to the other side. So rolling again, side body, bottom of the ribs up toward the armpit. You find any spot that you want to rest on and work out. Stack the hips, adjust if you need to have something in between the legs. And you can roll up and down like this, or side to side. I like to do a little bit of both. Again, both arms up. You're gonna have the most weight, the most pressure. Don't forget to breathe. Both arms down. It's going to have the most support. I like to do one arm up. So breathing, finding those spots. Don't ignore the spots that are sore. Gently work into them. I love to roll. I hope that you guys enjoy it too. And when I say guys, you know, I mean ladies, I mean everybody, I mean humans. We'll take a few more moments here. Maybe find another area that needs a little bit of attention. Whew. One more breath. And soften coming up. So this time your left leg is in front or maybe out to the side. Finding Sukhasana or whatever your seated position is. Arms float up. Side bend over to the right side. So soften the right side of the body. Lengthen the left side. Press the ribs. Good. And breathe. I think it's funny that I keep saying good, but I know you are. I know you're doing a good job, and I want to compliment you. So good job. Breathe. Inhale, rise, hold on to the left wrist. Pull up and over, activate through the abs, the core, and press the ribs over to the left side. Good. Coming out of the posture and clear the sky. Hands on the knees or just rest on the lap and chin and chest forward, tuck, round. Chin and chest forward, tuck and round. Two more. Last one. And inhale, rise. Good. Grab your roller. I'm going to have a seat on the roller. I'll be turning so you can see, so you know what I'm talking about here. So roll around here on the glutes and you'll find, for lack of a better word, it's like a divot. And that's where the piriformis muscle is. So roll around and see if you can feel that. And if you're not feeling it, just be more toward the sit bones than back toward the tailbone. So more toward the sit bones. Once you find that position, options here. Option one is to just lift your feet and roll over to the right side. Okay, so try that one out, see how that works. I lean back a little bit and then I can roll around on the left glute. So you'll go off of that divot and then back onto the divot and breathe. Option two, keep the feet down. Same thing, twist over to the side. And something in between is just to lift the top leg. Or no, lift the right leg, the leg that you're stretching. I like to take it into figure four. So experiment, see what feels good. And if you notice what I'm doing, it's really bad posture. Don't relax down onto the shoulders. Stay engaged. I do better when I'm up on my finger pads. So just working around into the right glute. Or you could even cross the legs. Oh, that gets in there. Or just keep switching. Find a combo, see what works for you. Make sure you breathe. Stay on the right cheek. There'll be a tendency to want to roll all the way over to give yourself some relief. No. You can roll to the tailbone and then back over to the side of the hip. So we'll roll to the other side before we do stretching. So here we go. Get your last few rolls here, finding any spot you want to work out a little bit more. You can always press pause and get even longer. Good. Switch to the other side. And if you need more time, press pause. We'll be here. I'll be here. So options, both feet on the ground, lifted, maybe cross. And if you're crossing, it's the left leg that you're crossing on top. That's the side you're rolling. Stay engaged, so don't sink down. Avoid that. Engage, pressing your body away from the floor. And don't forget to breathe. I'm going to say that a lot. It's really easy to start holding your breath because maybe you're feeling a little uncomfortable. So just breathe through it. Nice, steady breath. Adjusting as needed. You can roll to the tailbone and roll back to the hip. You can roll to the divot and then back toward the fleshy part of your cheek. You can adjust the feet, bring them down. We'll take just a few more breaths here. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job at keeping track how long we're working each side, but I'll do my best. All right, let's go on to the seat, both glutes here on your roller, side to side. So you'll just twist to the side, kind of windshield wiper the knees, twist to the other side, and move back and forth. Good. Breathe. You can do this with the feet lifted. Or you can keep those toes touching down on the floor. Let's do one more each side. Good. Coming down to the floor or your mat. Set your roller to the side. Figure 4 position. Sit up nice and tall. For right now, have your heels some distance from your hips. Cross your right leg, that right ankle, on top of your knee. To get a deeper stretch, start by lengthening the spine. See how that feels. If you're not getting the stretch you'd like, lift the hips and bring the hips and the heel together. Walk the hands in. Avoid shrugging the shoulders. Press the body away. Lengthening up through the chest, through heart center. Send your shoulder blades down the back. And then just breathe. One more deep breath. As you exhale, come out of the posture. Shake out the legs. Same pose, opposite side. Start with heels a bit from the hips. Left leg on top this time. Start by lengthening the spine. If you need a little bit more, you bring the hip and the heel together. And then walk your hands in, staying long through the spine. Once you find your position, focus on your breath. Sending your shoulder blades down the back, you lengthen up through your heart, and you breathe. Check in with the jaw, soften your jaw. Soften the furrow in your brow. And deep breath in Exhale and release your posture. Windshield wiper the legs. As you windshield wiper, grab your roller and we're gonna roll hamstrings. So I'll turn to the side. So rolling the hamstrings, you have options. Options are to keep the sit bones on the mat and you just kind of scoot your body forward and back. That's going to be the least pressure. Next option is to lift the hips and roll, keeping the hips lifted, but you have both legs on the roller. And then next option, where you're going to have the most pressure, is let's do right leg on the bottom. So cross your left leg on top and roll. That's going to give some more weight, and you roll that way. Making sure that you roll up toward the glutes and then all the way to just above the back of the knee. It's also good to rock the body side to side, pull in the core and twist the body, breathing, moving up and down as you twist. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog barking. I think he wants out and no one's out there to help him. It's so sad. Breathe. Oh, I hope he's okay. Good. And switch sides. So if you're rolling both, continue to roll both legs. If you're rolling one, left leg on the bottom and right leg on the top. Rolling up and down and across. Anytime you need to take a break because you're tired of lifting your body, take a little break, set the body down. Don't forget to breathe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this. I need to go see what's wrong with him. Few more breaths, and then we'll do a hamstring stretch. Good. And roll off the roller. Legs extend down from the hips. Arms float up. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge forward to find your compassionate edge. Lengthen out through the heart. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Soften the jaw. And breathe. On an inhalation, rise, lifting the hands. And as you exhale, clear the sky. Staying on your sit bones, grab your roller again. The calves this time. So options just like the hamstrings, roll both at the same time. Next option, a little bit more weight. Lift the hips, rolling. Next option, you can do this lifted or on sit bones on the ground. And you stack, let's do the right leg on the bottom, stack the left leg on top. This is my favorite. And you are in charge of how much you want to press down on that leg. And you just roll from side to side, up and down, finding those points that are tight. Make sure you breathe. Keep the jaw soft. Yeah, I need to do this more often. I miss it. Feels good. I always have lots of knots in my calves. I don't know why. Good. Let's switch sides. If you're rolling both, just continue to roll both. At the same time, make sure you're not slouching. Sit up tall. You can use those arms to help support the body. I think I was just slouching. Finding those spots, working out any knots. So we already stretch our calves while we were standing. So we're not going to do a calf stretch. We'll do one more, actually two more. You can skip the last one if you'd like, because it is a bit intense if you've never done it before. I love it, but at first it does kind of hurt. Good. Now let's go ahead and release that. Roll on to the belly. So I'll show you from the side to start with. Option to roll the quadriceps. If you'd like, you can just roll both. You come into a low plank position and you're just going to walk your hands forward, walk your hands back. Make sure you're not slouching. You don't want the shoulder blades to be, or the chest to be sinking. You want to broaden through the shoulder blades, pull the belly up, and then engage and roll. So that's option one. Option two is one at a time. We'll start with the right side. So you move over to the edge of the roller. Use your left leg as support. Hold on, I can't see me that way either. Hopefully you're getting the idea. Left leg as support, and you're gonna roll the right quad. More options as you roll, but first make sure you're rolling all the way up into the hip crease and then down toward just above the knee. So options are, even if you're rolling both legs, both quads, so you can bend the knee, get a different sensation there, and just keep the knee bent, or you can straighten and bend as you roll. And also rock from side to side. Pausing at any point you need to work any tightness out. If you're finding rolling one leg at a time is just too intense, go to rolling both legs. And maybe not do it as long if you're new to rolling or you haven't done it in a while. One more breath cycle, one more time up and down the leg. And switch sides. So same. If you're doing both legs, just continue to roll or take a bit of a break. Make sure you stay engaged through the upper body. Ooh. Don't forget to breathe. You have the options to bend the leg. Bend and straighten as you roll. And of course, get that twist in. Keep breathing. Oh, let's do one more breath. And coming off of the roller. Oh, that one was intense. Move the roller to the side. Lay down on your belly. Left hand as a pillow and right hand to right ankle. Press down through the bottom of the hip, zip up the core, and stretch into the quad or quads. Release. Same stretch opposite side. Tuck through the tailbone, zip up the core. then go ahead and release. Coming back up, grab your roller. This is an optional one. So you're going to come onto your shins on the roller. So use your feet and ankles and your hands to propel yourself forward. You can keep the hips to the heels like I'm showing now, or you can lift. You can do a little bit of core exercise doing this as well. Zip up the core, tuck the knees in, zip up the core. A few more breaths. Probably have not ever done this before, huh? Whew, your shins need some love. Get them worked out. And last time, gonna roll toward the knee and come back down. Excellent. Coming off your roller, actually there'll be a bonus. Here's a bonus if you'd like to relax a little bit in Shavasana, or rolling Shavasana, let's call it. Just make sure your hair's moved out of the way. Come down onto your back so that your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders, are just toward the roller, but your shoulder blades are on the mat. You want to feel the muscles there at the back of the head, where the head and neck connect. I like to keep my knees bent, but you don't have to. You can take the legs straight down onto the floor, and then just press your head back and slowly turn the head. Be very mindful of your body here. If you have any contradictions where the doctor has said, be very careful with your neck, don't do any kind of pressure, anything like that, then please avoid this and maybe just rest in Shavasana. If you like a little bit of a head massage, you can tuck the chin to the chest, kind of lengthen through the neck a little bit. Now you're not rolling on your neck, so you're not like that. Your shoulders are down. You're rolling the back, the head, and a little bit of the neck, where the neck and the head connect. Soften your jaw. Relax the rest of the body. Breathe. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. I'm going to take just a couple more breaths and then close practice. And you're welcome to follow along and close with me, or you can just close while you're, whatever this is, you're rolling your neck. You're rolling your head. You're not supposed to be rolling your neck. I misspoke. You're rolling your head. And if you're rising, slowly come up, either rolling to the side and pressing yourself up, or rolling up the spine. And thank you so much for rolling with me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you're having a really good time. We miss you. I miss you. Can't wait to see you in real life at the studio or wherever you're at. That made no sense, but at the studio. And inhale as hands float up. Prayer pose. Thank you and namaste.